Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Soz Talks Money on Valuetainment. I'm your host, Adam Sosnick, and I'm here to help you build your wealth and save that money. On today's episode, I'm breaking down everything you need to know regarding Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the entire holiday shopping season. Let's talk money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is money.
So it's Thanksgiving time, and we all know what that means, spending time with our family and our loved ones and eating some turkey and having some stuffing. We also know what it means getting some gifts, presents, going shopping, and spending that money. Now, who do we spend our money on? Well, we spend our money on our family, on our friends, on our significant others, and most importantly, on ourselves, right? So thanks to marketing and consumerism, we have 6 weeks of shopping from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all throughout the holiday seasons to spend that money. Now, one of the things that I always find funny is that on Thanksgiving, on Thursday, we all get together as a family, we say how thankful we are, and then everyone turns around 24 hours later on Black Friday and heads to the shopping centers and starts pummeling pregnant women just to get a good deal on a flat screen TV. So I find that very interesting and very ironic. But this year, thanks to COVID, a lot of us will be shopping online rather than trampling people in stores. So I wanted to take a minute and break down everything that you can expect from Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the entire holiday season. Let's jump right into what happens on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So something you should know, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are literally the biggest shopping holiday of the season. And in fact, Cyber Monday is now bigger than Black Friday. You can thank COVID for that. Things were trending online anyway, but now Black Friday was surpassed by Cyber Monday. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. These numbers are brought to you by Finder.com. Check this out. So here in America, adults are expected to drop $150 billion over the holiday weekend. That equates to $665 per consumer on average. Here's the breakdown of those numbers. Categories: furniture, the average person spends $253, major appliances $234, electronics $223, travel, $217. That's going to be a lot lower this year. Food and alcohol, $160. Clothes and shoes, $127. Toys, $122. Sporting goods, $104. And beauty and makeup, $63. That's a breakdown of how much money is spent on Black Friday and Cyber Monday in between those 4 days. Now, moving right along, who do you think spends more money during Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Who do you think? Do you think it's men or women? What's your guess? Well, if you guessed men, you would actually be correct. Here's a breakdown of those numbers. Men on average spend $725 versus women who spend $610. So that's over $100 difference between men and women. I initially thought women, but men, we spending that money on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Next up, what generation do you think spends the most money? I mean, do you think it's Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, the baby boomers, the gray hairs? Who do you think is spending the most money? Here's a breakdown for you on that. Gen Z spends on average $595 per person. Millennials spend $850 per person. Gen X, $680. Baby boomers, $578. And the silent generation, which is basically 80 and above, spend $403. So millennials take the cake on spending that money on Black Friday, on Cyber Monday. Next up, what region of the country do you think spends the most money? Like, do you think they're spending more money in New York and Boston? Do you think they're spending more money in Seattle and LA on the West Coast? Are they spending more money down south in Georgia and the Midwest in Chicago and Detroit? Who do you think spending the most money? Here's a breakdown by region. In the Northeast, up there, they spend $560 on average. Out west, they spend $644 on average. In the Midwest, they spend $675. And in the South, they spend $717. That's some of that Southern hospitality, I guess, because they're spending more money in the South. Moving right along, let's talk about income versus spending. Meaning, is there a correlation between how much money you make versus how much you spend? Well, it turns out there is. Let's break these numbers down now. So if you make less than $20,000, which is essentially poverty in America, on average, you'll spend $448. If you make between $20,000 and $40,000 a year, on average, you'll spend $582. If you make between $40,000 and $60,000, the average person spends $759. Between $60,000 and $80,000, $798. $80,000 to $100,000, $815. Now here's the caveat here. If you make between $100,000 and $120,000, you're actually lower. You spend $690. Now if you make $120,000 or more on average, people spend $870. So it turns out essentially the more money you make, the more you will spend during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, with the one caveat that if you make between $100 and $120, you actually spend a little bit less. We'll have to dig a little bit deeper to that. Why do you think if that's the bracket that you're in, you spend less? I don't know. Is that a little more middle class sensibilities? I don't know. That's something we're looking at. So now let's talk about regret. We've seen that movie where the guy's tatted up. It says no regrets. It's spelt wrong. Now how does that translate into holiday shopping? Well, here's the numbers for you. While it feels great to snag a deal, buying something just because it was cheap or on sale leads many to regret their purchase. This is known as buyer's remorse. In fact, between 50 and 64% of Americans say they've bought something that they later regret. So those are some of the numbers digging deep into Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now let's talk about the overall holiday shopping experience. Let's dive into the numbers. Now, according to Deloitte Holiday Retail Survey, the average household will spend upwards of $1,400 during the holiday season. $1,400 per household. Now let's break down overall sentiment in 2020 with buyer confidence. 28% feel better about their financial situation than they did in 2019. 43% feel exactly the same, and 29% feel worse. Obviously, with COVID, that makes sense. I'm actually shocked to see that 2/3 of people feel the same or even better. Pretty interesting. Now let's talk about shopping during COVID season. According to the numbers, 38% of shoppers plan to spend less this year because of economic concerns. We just covered that. 50% of holiday shoppers feel anxious about shopping in store. 73% plan to have items delivered. That's versus 62% last year. 69% prefer shopping in a store close to home. 65% prefer shopping online to avoid crowds. 48% prefer shopping at a store located outside of a mall. 49% will return to pre-COVID shopping behavior when a vaccine is developed. And 34% are just straight up not traveling, so that will in turn boost retail sales. Now, when you're talking about shopping, when you're talking about during the holiday season, they've actually broken it down into 4 main types of shoppers. I'd like to hear which one you are. Here are the 4. Number 1, there's the festive shopper. The festive shopper is 27% of shoppers. They spend on average $1,650. They are all about buying gifts and toys for others, and they don't spend much on themselves. They tend to be a little bit older, and they are all about the holiday shopping season. The number 2 type of shopper is the conscious shopper. The conscious shopper is about 18% of shoppers. They spend about $1,530 on average. They buy items they believe in. They put their money where their mouth is by paying more for socially responsible products. They prefer local shops versus large retail chains, and they prefer sustainable and refurbished items. The number 3 shopper is the deal seeker. Where are all my deal seekers out there? The deal seeker is about 16% of shoppers, and they spend just under $1,300 at $1,270 on average. They enjoy searching for the right gift at the right price. I feel you on that. They will browse many different platforms and companies. They got no brand loyalty whatsoever. They are all about the deal. And the 4th shopper is the efficient shopper. The efficient shopper, that's about 24% of shoppers. They spend the least, a little over $1,000 on average, $1,060 to be exact. They're just straight up not in the mood to browse. They are not trying to run around to different stores. Shopping is a task, and they just want the easiest way to get it done. They tend to be male, where my dudes at, who don't want to go shopping. They don't want to shop around. They're not big on returning items once they bought them, and they tend to delay the shopping and shop later in the season, mid-December. They're not usually looking out for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. So those are the 4 types of shoppers out there. I'd love to hear which shopper you are. I know for me, I'm the deal seeker. I'm all about the deal, baby. What about you? Now let's talk about the growing gap between shopping online versus going into a store. Back in 2016, which is not that long ago, 4 years ago, it feels like a generation ago at this point, but 4 years ago it was pretty much the same. It was at 50-50. 50% would shop online and 50% would shop in stores. But move that up to 2019, just last year, 60% of people preferred to shop online versus 40% in the store. And now with COVID, the numbers have gone up. Close to 70% of people want to shop online versus 30% go in store. Now let's talk about the average amount that you spend online versus in a store. On average, people spend $892 online versus only $390 in store. So definitely people are spending more money online. Okay, so how often do you get someone a gift and they're like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And it's clearly just not what they wanted. Well, here's a list of actually what people want. Pay attention if you're giving people gifts. So number one is money, straight cash, homie. That's at 43%. All right, that's number one on the list. Number two is gift cards at 42%. Number three, clothing at 37%. Four, books at 37%. Restaurants and meals, 35%. Beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, at 30%, jewelry 27%, cosmetics and beauty 26%, pet toys and accessories 15%, and last but not least, games and toys at 14%. So that's your top 10 list of what people actually want for the holidays. I hope that helps. So that was what people want as gifts. Now, when you're looking in the mirror and say, all right, what the hell do I want to buy for myself this holiday season? Here's a list of what people actually buy for themselves. Number one, first on the list is alcohol. People want to spend their money on alcohol. That's the number one thing. 33% people want to get lit during the holidays. I totally get it. Number two is food and meals at 30%. Three, clothing at 30% as well. Shoes, 23%. Books, 17%, cosmetics and beauty, 16%, pet toys and pet food, 15%, digital content at 13%, that's ebooks, movies, subscriptions, DIY home improvement tools is 13%, and rounding out the list, you got home furnishings at 13%. So that's what people are spending on themselves. So it's interesting what people want versus what they get versus what they spend on themselves. Hopefully that list helps you buy the right gift for your significant other, or, looking in the mirror for yourself. So that's it when it comes to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the overall holiday shopping experience. So now I've put together a list of my top 10 holiday tips. THT 10 holiday tips coming your way right now. So number one, my first on the list is just don't fall for the holiday hype. Just because you're getting marketing to and everyone tells you about deals, you don't need to fall for the hype. If it's not something that you truly need or truly want, we all know about regret. We talked about regret. Over 50% of people have regret during the holidays. So just don't fall for the hype. That's number one. Number two, no matter how much money you're making, whether you're making 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, make sure you have a holiday season shopping budget. Don't just ball till you fall or shop till you drop without having a budget. Number three, and I will tell you this every single time, the best return on your investment is actually paying off debt. If you have high interest credit card debt, get that out of your life and stop adding to it during the holidays. That is the best return on your investment. Number four, a gift doesn't equal love. Just because you buy someone something, that doesn't show love. That just shows that you spent $50 on them. Something more meaningful like a card or a letter or a donation or just telling them how much they mean to you goes a long way more than just a general gift. That's number four. Number five, buy something that brings you joy. I'd rather you buy one thing that you absolutely love, one thing that you're totally enamored with, versus 10 things that you're like, yeah, whatever, I got a couple different things for the holidays, no big deal. So find something that brings you joy, one thing. Number six, needs over wants. Is that something you really want, or is that something that you need? Needs over wants. If you don't really need it and you just kind of want it, is that something that you need to buy? Ask yourself that. Number seven, useful over useless. And what am I talking about here? When I'm talking about useful, maybe you need to get someone something that they really need. Maybe something like a gym membership or a workout equipment or something like a meal prep, something that to get them healthy, it's something they really need, versus something just generic like I got my dad another tie for the holidays, or I just bought another BS gift just to get someone a gift. So useful over useless. list. Number 8, minimalism. Minimalism is a real thing. More stuff doesn't generally make you happy. You're just acquiring more and more stuff that doesn't lead to happiness. Sometimes less is more. That's minimalism. Number 9, presence over presence. Let me spell that out for you. Being present is better than getting a present. So being present, being with your family, putting your frickin' phone down and just spending time with your loved ones is a way better gift than a present. So that's presence over present. Number 10, you know where I was going with this, whether you're giving or receiving. People like cash. It was the number 1 on the list of what people want for the holidays. So if it's cash, save that money. So that's it. That's the end of this episode regarding Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the holiday season. I am thankful that you took the time to watch this episode. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I also want you to watch this episode right here called 10 Things That Are Killing Your Wealth. If you have not subscribed to Valuetainment Economics, please do so below. And as always, save that money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. All we talk is